You've fallen into a state of mind known as stimulus dimension. I'm a resident of the realm and your host, Dennell Young. This entity delves into the source of environmental ills we are faced within the Black community and the world abroad, while bearing the vendetta of restoring the integrity of hip-hop culture and quality of radio listening as a whole. Cometh, watch, and listen as we are both enlightened with a true learning experience.
Iris in, iris out. Observe the unseen. Ills unclassified are asymptomatic. Take as prescribed. Hello, and welcome to Stimulus Dimension. Today's segment is entitled Asymptomatic, featuring my guest, Houston, Texas-based MC, Kayo, the Konspiracy. The bulk of this episode dissects his album, Conflicted Addictions, as we gain insight into the deeper meaning behind the title of the following presentation. What's going on, Kayo, man? Before we get into the interview, just tell us a little bit about yourself and what you like to do for fun.
What up, man? It's the kid with these, Kayo, the Konspiracy. For those of y'all who don't know me, for those of y'all who do, what I do for fun, it really rotates around hip-hop, man. My life circulates around hip-hop. That's my whole lifestyle, you know what I'm saying? That's why the label is called Higher. Hip-hop is real entertainment. If it don't have nothing to do with hip-hop, it's really not fun to me, you know? So the way I talk, the way I walk, the way I dress, it's all hip-hop. That's the fun for me.
Live and breathe it. Yeah.
Live and breathe it, man.
All right, I'm gonna go into my first question. Not even methadone condones any attempt of vacating love-hate dualism from our system when it pertains to those we have a heart for. On the track Chasing Doves, you've articulated how the fondness a man has for a woman and vice versa can reach the point of becoming narcotic. When one feels the other isn't reciprocal, then the latter emotion of loathing one another may prove to be equally as fierce. Which of the two do you feel is more powerful, love or hate, and why?
Well, I feel like hate is more powerful because when you hate something strong enough, you can hurt that person much more, like as far as taking their lives away. You feel me? When it's hate in your heart, that stimulates like envy, greed, selfishness, things of that nature, man. So when you have all of that built up inside of you, it just sparks everything else and brings everything else to start trembling down. Versus when you have love, you actually going to be more mindful of how you may be handling or treating somebody. When you hate somebody, you really don't care. You know what I'm saying? Or whatever comes out, it just comes out. Versus if you love them, you know, you're going to be more truthful with them. A person who hates somebody, you're going to be deceitful because you can be in their face like, oh yeah, I love this person, I'm cool with them, but you may secretly hate them. You know what I'm saying? Maybe secretly have disdain for that individual, and that person may not even know it. You know what I'm saying? Versus if it's love, you can feel when love is kind of genuine. You can feel when love is actually honest and open and real versus hate, because with the hate, you can get tripped up within that. You feel me? Dig what I'm trying to say? So I feel like hate is more powerful than love.
Okay. Yeah, I definitely agree with you. It's self-encompassing more so. You destroy yourself a lot of times when you hate something or somebody.
Yeah, that's nothing. You can destroy yourself with hate, because a lot of our people, for instance, have self-hate. You know what I'm saying? A lot of us don't even realize we hate ourselves, but it shows through our actions versus us actually verbally having to say it. You know what I'm saying? Our actions kind of show, man, I got kind of self-hate for myself, which caused us to go do drugs, which caused us to go hurt our brothers and our sisters or somebody who look just like us. You feel me?
Yeah.
Versus if you had love for yourself, you know, the things that you put in your body, you'll be more mindful of it. Or the way that you handle your brother or your sister, you'll be more mindful of it.
Most definitely. Okay, my next question. Nothing in the world is ideal. No matter what walk of life one strides, we all are in search of change. On the song Conflicted, you make mention of the homelessness condition and experiences of such persons who humbly extend their hand for a helping hand in hopes of spirit change that in turn change into larger denominations which beget change in circumstance. But to their disdain, they are met with hostility and witness firsthand the inherently abusive, evil, self serving nature of human beings. Through your eyes, what kind of world would be utopian and what steps should be taken in accomplishing change in that direction?
Um, really, it would really be like a rotation of lifestyles. Those who have money, they need to be able to experience what it feels like not to have money. Those who don't have money, they should be able to feel the experience of what it feels like to have money. That way, everybody can see those perspectives. I don't really believe there's ever going to be like a utopia, so I can't really put my mindset in a utopia type of ordeal because it's not realistic. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying? You always gonna have your certain classes. You're gonna have your upper class, your middle class, and of course your low class. You feel me? I just feel like it's always gonna be a rotation and changes with that. Because at any given time, the most wealthiest person can become homeless, you know? And at any given time, it depends because some people put themselves in certain predicaments, but we don't know what anybody's story is. That's why I was going with the song Conflicted. Actually, the whole album. That's why I was going there with the whole album about the homelessness, right? Because we don't know what anybody's story is and we don't know what anybody actually been through. Because as soon as you can get it, as soon as you can lose it, you
yep.
know.
God
So
giveth,
I,
God giveth, God taketh away.
God give, God take it away. You know what I'm saying? So he raises you up high, he can bring you down very low. You feel me? But I just feel like the way people mindsets are, we shouldn't look at a homeless man as if they're less than, you know what I'm saying? Because at the end of the day, whether you have money or not, we're all people, right? And as far as like a nation building, you have to bring up your people. You have to build up your nation. You know what I'm saying? Money don't make or break you. It don't really make you who you are. It just intensifies the way that you are on the inside. You feel me? Like if you're a greedy person, right? Not even greedy. If you're a person who's very selfish, you're gonna be selfish with your money. You know what I'm saying? If you're a selfless person, you're gonna just be selfless with your money. It just amplifies who you actually are.
Yeah,
You know, so I don't really believe it could be like a perfect utopia with that going on with
yeah,
homelessness and you know what I'm saying? I don't feel
yeah.
it's real.
Not realistic to life. It's always going to be an imbalance. So yeah, I agree with you there. Yeah. All right. My next question: when deciphering the word asymptomatic, it can be found to have derived from Greek, French, and Latin terminology. The prefix a is Greek, meaning to be without, and the remainder of the word, when it was a native of the French, was pronounced symptomatique, and later in the Latin tongue as symptomaticus, both meaning indicative of. When combined, it translates without indications or symptoms of. Emancipation from any kind of harsh beginnings always tends to transfer or leave some sort of impression not perceptible on sight. Mistrust, volatile temperament, or murderous habits at the slightest opposition are a few common residuals. What do you feel are telltale signs of genuine PTSD?
Genuine signs of PTSD. Um, I would say with PTSD, you know, some people have anxiety. You know what I'm saying? I feel like anxiety to a certain extent can be a sign of PTSD. I feel like some people have certain kind of addictions. I feel like that can fall under your post-traumatic stress disorder because you use those things to cope with whatever your stress was, whatever was traumatic to you. Um, Even smoking weed, you know what I'm saying? Like individuals that smoke weed, I feel like a lot of them go through certain traumas that brings them to that certain point to want to have to make their mind not have to be here. You know what I'm saying? Because it's crazy if you really think about it. Smoking weed, you smoke weed, you're high for a couple of hours, and you gotta come right back down to that reality. And people still seek that high, and they still go get that high because they don't want to deal with whatever trauma they've been facing with. You know what I'm saying? I feel like another sign of like post-traumatic stress disorder would be um like certain habits a person may have, like eating disorders. I feel like other disorders also comes into that. It also plays a factor into it. And we all trying to find a way to cope. And I feel like Black people are number one on the list of any kind of form of PTSD because for 400 years, you know, we were slaves. We still slaves to this day, and we still going through that. You know, that's like what my album was reflecting on. It really reflects on what we go through. Like even on the song "Perfect Mixture," you know, the Eustace was coming out of the military. He just started drinking and smoking, right? The easiest so, or whatever he witnessed in the military versus whatever he witnessed in his personal life as well. You know what I'm saying? So it's like if you had to find things for a coping mechanism, I feel like those are signs of PTSD.
Yeah, I think that's a brilliant analogy because I always tell people that Black people, all Black people across the country in every inner city are soldiers in the concrete Vietnam, you know, and with that comes all kinds of aftermath, you know, mentally, physically, and spiritually. So we're
I,
all soldiers.
I feel like we all have PTSD. Like me, for instance, I have a nail biting problem. You know what I'm saying? Like I've been biting my nails since I was a child from
Wow.
whatever happened in my life. You know what I'm saying? From when I was younger. Just like I got friends who, you know, they smoke. They can't go without smoking. You know, I feel like we all got our own little things with PTSD too that we all cope with, especially with artists. I feel like artists, they have a lot of traumas. You know, that's what makes some of the music so good is because we actually digging into those traumas. We actually digging into that darkness that we try and put away with. You dig?
Yeah, I definitely did. Okay. I'm gonna go to my next question.
Yes, sir.
Malcolm X once said the most unprotected person in America is the Black woman. On songs like Raindrops, Concrete Rose, and Broken Mirror, your lyrics pedestal Black women who have been led astray. In your opinion, why are our women in this day and time still the most vulnerable?
Well, I feel like in this day and time, our women is still most vulnerable as a effect to do with music. Because music, a lot of people don't realize that music is a spirit, right? It put a spirit on you. It put a certain mindset on you. And I feel like as music shifts into the uh women empowerment movement where they showing more body and everything else, I personally feel like with that whole instance, it's taken away for us actually respecting our women because they're actually going towards the light of, oh, hoe is life. You know, oh, I'm embracing being called a bitch. You know what I'm saying? Like I feel like those negative stigmas is actually placing our women backwards versus us moving forward with progression. Like Queen Latifah, you know, Queen Latifah had the song Unity, who you calling a bitch. You know what I'm saying? I feel like our women had more power then. I feel like that was more so women empowering than what's going on right now. So with those songs that I put on conflicted addictions, you know, I wanted to tap into mental illness. I wanted to tap into what women have to go through because you know women go through abortions, women get cheated on. It's just everyday life stuff that actually goes on in the reality of what happens within the Black community, suicide, things of that nature. So I wanted to give a little bit of backlight to why some of our women go into the direction they go into, like on the song Concrete Rose, where I was talking about a young girl who was introduced to the lifestyle when she was little because, you know, she was raped or she became a stripper and everything. And the whole world may view her as this hoe or slut or whatever, but they're not really realizing what she went through versus why one of the men in the club is actually trying to get an understanding of, hey, yo, why do you do this? Why you do this, that, and the third? You know, and raindrops are just love. Cause I don't feel like we have a lot of love songs that actually is meaningful in hip hop anymore. You know, it's more so like, oh, I'm trying to smash this, that, and the third. I don't really feel like there's anything that shows like black love, black empowerment, as far as a black man and a black woman being together, or you even trying to properly approach a woman. You know what I'm saying? That's why I was going at with those.
Definitely. Okay. All right. My final question. Can you explain what the title of your album, Conflicted Addictions, means for laypersons, and honestly share with us what conflicted addictions you struggle with the most in your daily living?
All right. So Conflicted Addictions is a story about this gentleman named Eustace Dollars. He's a made-up character that I came up with from my last mixtape called Crack America on my song I had called Wino. And it's really going into people addictions, you know what I'm saying? How your addictions can get the best of you. Like every single song deals with some kind of addiction, whether it's greed, whether it's sex, whether it's drugs, liquor, uh, being a whoremonger, all that. It deals with all those things, right? So I just want to put into people's perspective that, man, I may actually be dealing with this particular thing, you know what I'm saying? And he actually shedding light on what I'm talking about, because I feel like a lot of artists don't really shed light or try and connect with the people like that. And my own personal addictions or that I've dealt with that got me conflicted. um One of my issues I used to have very strong with women, man. You know, I loved women. That was my thing. Women, um, what else? I'm addicted to hip hop. You know, so I don't know if that's really a negative stigma or anything,
Yeah,
but
that's a positive one there.
I'm addicted to hip hop. Um, yeah, my biggest thing really was like females, man. Honest truthfully.
I
As far as
know.
what I can think on the top of the head.
Yeah. Hey, same here. I love the women myself. Yeah,
Yeah,
I'm
man.
not ashamed of it.
That's one of
Yeah,
my one of
definitely,
my
man.
kryptonites.
Depending on how
Should
you look
ask
at it.
my boss. I should ask my boss what else he think I had a problem with to me right now. You know, to see he the co-founder of Higher Entertainment, man. I'm gonna ask him real quick. He don't normally do interviews, so he ain't gonna be in the camera or nothing. What else you think I had an addiction to? Nah. See, you outside of my body, so you can tell me what else I had a problem with. He says that is, so that might be
Definitely, man. Oh, that kind of brings us to the conclusion. But I was wondering, can you drop some freestyle on us? Spit some fire.
it. Freestyle. Of course, I got you. Check me out. The Black Christ finally back. This is the biblical war, spiritual force, apparently from a different accord. The picture Henry Tanner can envision and draw. I'm black, like the diamonds, often displayed but adorned. The color, the greatest athletes to run. White man can't jump to our heights, never dunk. Even though them ships that crash, we never sunk. Enslave us physically, but our minds are free of dumb. I'm Nat Turner in black with a black burner. Take back where they jack from us and spread like a bad fungus. I'm black like the back of Forrest Whitaker neck. A Black Panther at heart, it's only niggas I cast. But it's not no movie, Huey Newton live in the flesh. So let's start the revolution. It begins within self. Respect my congregation. Centuries of constant hating. Bloodline is royalty. Shall honor my pigmentation. I'm black. Beauty, love, aspiration, creating kings, building lands and communities while staying keen. Mass hysteria, paying assass the villains, but yeah, we God's children. And that Israel, you dig?
That's nice, man.
I
Very nice,
appreciate it,
man.
brother.
Yeah, thanks for coming on the show, man. I really appreciate you.
Nah, thanks for having me, man. You know, we keep it raw and authentic over here. Y'all
Definitely,
got me in
man.
the middle of work.
Definitely, no problem, man. All right, man. Thanks for tuning in into another episode of Stimulus Dimension 1.
I done something new for this fight. I done wrestled with an alligator. That's right. I have wrestled with an alligator. I done tussled with a whale. I done handcuffed lightning, throw thunder in jail. That's bad. Only last week, I murdered a rock, injured a stone, hospitalized a brick. I'm so mean, I make medicine sick.
First and foremost, you won't find no one more dope than I. Been king since my biblical cord broke. Now I'm in between your queen and her throat. If you dare to intervene, I'm ripping your torso. You'll be resting in pieces, no blessings on your soul. Just a whole bunch of feces that's left on your tombstone. Move on if you're bright on smashing your light bulb. You don't wanna fight, cuz y'all fake like Kim's and beef like her father. Dropping bombs on all y'all in memories of Pearl Harbor. Y'all thinking that you're dope, but really not per product. I'm 100% that leave your jaws numb. These other artists I shouldn't be confused with, cause they lost seeds in me. I'm deeply rooted. When you come from the roots, you just blacken your thoughts. I'm like a blind man with a blindfold, I'm blackening out. I'm like Batman in the black mess in the back of your house. So act Batman, get a backhand, then get bagged and tossed in the black van and smack you until you can't stand. Now that's the definition of beating you bad, man. I don't show these dudes love, but you can catch this jack. If you think he's hardcore, I detach his mask, kill all his alter egos and make his mankind. Put a bullet to his brain, he's out of his damn mind for even having the thought that he's as nice as me. Even Jesus Christ will say Christ is righteous, G. In other words, in layman terms, I'm not the get across. Put my verses in the Bible, cause these scriptures are bars.
You say you know how to live, no you won't try to listen. Until it's beating you down, till you're deep in the ground, till you've seen what I've seen. And I've got no sympathy for the feelings of the weak. You never know where to stand till you see through the eyes of a bad man.
How many times I have to tell you I'm as live as it gets? Survive through the pits, walk through a fiery abyss. Muhammad even swung against surprising he missed. So in other words, I'm as bad as it gets. What you thought? Not even Jared is touching the kid. I'm parvo with lost souls, dog, I'm spiritually sick. The best here, cousin, cause I'm meant to be it. My family been lost their Adams, we been demented. What? I rock your soul, you rock and roll like Ozzy Osbourne and Woodstock shows. I wish you would stop those. Black, now swallow hard and take down the whole thing. Bow down to your king or get left in a lagoon lost. Bad motherfucker, I don't even moonwalk. Respected or get left out like Janet Jackson boob job. Told you motherfucker, I'm as bad as it gets. A match that is lit, that's only leaving ashes and fight with porcupines, won't leave a scratch on the kids. So you can forfeit your facade or have a face full of fists. Cause you never met someone that's as abrasive as this. What more can I say but
You say you know how to live, no you won't try and listen. Until it's beating you down, till you're deep in the ground, till you've seen what I've seen. And I've got no sympathy for the feelings of the weak. You never know where to stand till you see through the eyes of a bad guy.
and I'm tired of living a lie. The nights that I cried, I wanted to die inside. It's a new generation, and I'm tired of living a lie. The nights that I cried, I wanted to die inside. It's a new generation inside.
You've fallen into a state of mind known as stimulus dimension. I'm a resident of the realm and your host, Dennell Young. This entity delves into the source of environmental ills we are faced within the black community and the world abroad, while bearing the vendetta of restoring the integrity of hip-hop culture and quality of radio listening as a whole. Cometh, watch, and listen as we are both enlightened with a true learning experience.
This is Mogul modern outlook going upper levels, spotlighting our community and our youth. Be on the show. Connect with us at 419-245-4979. That's 419-245-4979. Or email londondoors@gmail.com.
You've fallen into a state of mind known as stimulus dimension. I'm a resident of the realm and your host, Dennell Young. This entity delves into the source of environmental ills we are faced within the black community and the world abroad, while bearing the vendetta of restoring the integrity of hip-hop culture and quality of radio listening as a whole. Cometh, watch, and listen as we are both enlightened with a true learning experience.